So, Apar Gupta, lawyer and executive director of the Internet Freedom Foundation. In this context, Apar, should we be having existential dread or should we be excited about this?
So, Sarah, one of the first things which happened when ChatGPT was released, I tried to ask it answers about my own area of work, and I work on digital rights, which is a lot about policy, law, technology. So I asked it, does India have a privacy law? And it said inaccurately that India does. So I think while we are filled with dread, we should also not only think from the perspective that we will be obsolete, but we may be obsolete by something which is inaccurate and does not exist. I think at the same point in time, it does offer a lot of efficiency. For instance, if you just want to change a paragraph of writing from passive voice to active voice, check it for citation formats, things like that. I've seen that kind of application happen through much more in a better way, but it won't provide you the sources of reference for your article, right? It will only be able to format it. So I do think to some extent it brings efficiency, but I also question myself that whether it'll cause a lot of problems because it's built of underlying data sets and there's inaccuracy in a lot of what we have produced in terms of being sometimes information which has been incorrect at a certain point in time, being corrected by other people, or the kind of training sets it's been trained on has been open data. And open data can be produced by an expert as well as somebody who thinks they're an expert but may not have that expertise. So I think there's a lot we'll need to unpack over a period of time.
So basically the problem, you're saying it could have a multiplier effect on the already dismal situation of fake news and misinformation that's out there. So then, Apar Gupta, should we be freaking out? How do we keep this Pandora's box closed, tight?
Yes, and one thing we should also always remember that current AI systems need both guided training from humans and human input to train on, which means that as much as it's in an automated manner, taking all this information and putting it together, there's still a human being who's pointing it in the right direction, right? So it's not an authoritative judge of what's correct and what's incorrect. We still need to go back to humans. And one thing which I think also makes this challenge a little bit deeper, and especially that arises in the gender context, is that AI-based technologies can be used towards even graphical outputs, which can lead to what is commonly referred to as revenge porn, but what we refer to as non-consensual sexual imagery. So a lot of this needs to be navigated, and for all the good that it causes, there'll be some bad which also happens through it.